Gotta get the light on, because otherwise I look shitty. Well, actually, more shittier. But welcome everyone. This is a topic that honestly, it's been on my mind for the past couple of days. I know I have completely missed the train on this, and that there's no more reason necessarily to talk about it because there's no potential attention that I can get from you know, the awareness that it caused initially. What is that you're talking about? Is it the submarine? No, it's not the submarine. Is it the Grimace shake from McDonald's? It's not the Grimace shake from McDonald's. It's Demon Slayer season 3. Season 4. Sorry, season 4. Pardon me. Pardon me. Please forgive my ignorant soul. The Swordsmith Village arc. Anyways, on Demon Slayer season 3, fuck, season 4, we got Tanjiro by himself with Mitsuri and Muchito, Muchiro, Poquito, whatever his name is, and we see them going against the other demons. And if you are wondering whether I'm going to go into spoilers, I am going to go into spoilers a little bit. Like there's going to be some spoilers, nothing necessarily life changing or that will ruin the show for you, but definitely there's going to be spoilers necessarily that will give me context into the point that I'm trying to make, because this is not necessarily as you would call a review. This is more like analysis on whatever happened with Demon Slayer season 4. Yes, I got it right. Yes. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you. Anyways, so my overall thoughts into Demon Slayer season 4 is that so far is the weakest of all the seasons. I'm not saying that it's bad, not by any means. Like compared to other anime that I've seen or a lot of entertainment being done here in the West, I would say Demon Slayer is actually like very, very above average. But in terms of Demon Slayer definitely has shown us what it's capable of doing. Therefore, I don't think this season per se was as good as the others, especially as good as either season 2, the Mugen Train arc, or the Entertainment District arc. So let me go into my reasons why. Now, again, if you disagree with me and if you say, Ivan, you ignorant piece of shit, obviously you are wrong because I loved this season, then I'm going to say, good for you. That's your opinion. You do a video about it. This is my opinion. I am making a video about it. So technically, what has happened with my opinion on Demon Slayer for this is because it is the thing that possibly will get me canceled aside from my take on Full Metal Alchemist, and that is the fact that I think the worst character in Demon Slayer overall is Tanjiro. I think the reason why Demon Slayer worked in the first place for me was because Tanjiro was this Captain America goody two shoes character that is the conventional shonen protagonist that is either a hothead, which he is not, or a very wholesome person, which he is. That's usually the kind of two tropes that we have. And honestly, I wasn't liking Demon Slayer very much on season 1 because we had Tanjiro for the most part at the beginning. I was like, I really don't like this guy. Like he's too wholesome, you know? But once we got Zenitsu and Inosuke into the mix, um, I started to really, really enjoy it. Really, really, really enjoy what they were doing, you know? Because, and here's the hot take, if Demon Slayer did not have Zenitsu or Inosuke, the show would fail. Yes, Yes, bring down the house, burn the buildings, the cathedral over there in France, let it burn again with that take. That Zenitsu and Inosuke are way better characters than Tanjiro, and without them, the show would fail. And I think that is one of the main reasons why this particular season didn't work as well. Now, not only like there are other contributing factors, but hear me out. Tanjiro is a very passive personality wise character. Not saying that he doesn't go out of his way to move the story forward. He does. He has his goals and everything. But when it comes into personality, he is not necessarily the one to make the jokes. He is not necessarily the one to give us a little bit of spice. When he's mixed with Inosuke and Zenitsu, both of which have a very solid, strong personality, Zenitsu being coward and Inosuke being like a hothead, brute force type of person, we get to see the bounce off between them and Tanjiro. Tanjiro then is elevated into more of a reactionary character where we get to see this good trifecta. I mean, why are we so in love with the pairs, like Goku, Vegeta? Like Goku bounced off his personality with Krillin, Piccolo, Vegeta, and it always worked because we had that flavor, that spice. But here in this season, we don't have a whole lot of personal attachment with Poquito Cabeza, and we don't have a whole lot of attachment aside from visual attachment with Mitsuri. And god damn, what an attachment we have. Fuck. But we don't know them, and Tanjiro meets them for the first time, kind of, in this. And when I say meet them, like yeah, they met at the master's house, but like interacts for real with them. So it's not like there's a lot of things that they can bounce off from each other because really we're meeting them as he's meeting them for the first time, so it's more like an introduction. So he's not going to like talk back to them or put them down or anything like that. The interaction obviously is going to be different with someone that you first meet as opposed to someone that you already know and that you're already friends with, being the case Zenitsu and Inosuke. Now, let's talk about the art style of Demon Slayer. Like, if you are one of those people that say Demon Slayer has mid animation because they use CGI, I would love to grab my keyboard and shove it up your rigid ass so I can maybe put some culture down your colon, because art is the expressive medium that the artist is taking, and the fact that they use CGI when it's done well, then by all means, you know, a lot of people do for some reason hate on the CGI just because it's CGI. They're like, it's done with computers when bitch, like the entire animation is done with a fucking computer. So like it's just you're using a different tool. Whether it looks good or not, that's a different discussion. But in my opinion, in my stupid, goddamn, ignorant opinion, the CGI in Demon Slayer has always and still to this day look amazing. Period. So the animation, like, obviously is god tier. Demon Slayer has some of the best animation I've ever seen, and it's beautiful. I love it. 100% love it. Have no problems with the animation. And let's talk about the villains, which was, I think, the second problem for me on this season. We saw them go up against the twin brothers in the Entertainment District arc. And goddamn, what a battle that is. One of the best battles in anime of all time, in my opinion. Period. And also, we got to see a battle between Rengoku and Akasa. And oh my Jesus Lord, like what a battle that was between those two. You got the sense of the threat that these guys truly are. Like, I mean, how did my boy Rengoku ended up, you know? And Tengen, he lost an arm and poisoned and at the brink of death. Like it was going to be a 2 for 2 for the Hashiras at this point. And one of them went up against level 3. And look at the damage. One went against level 6. And look at the damage. Like the damage was considerably the same in a way. And I think Tengen only survived because he had Tanjiro Inosuke and Zenitsu helping him. Otherwise, he would have been fucked, you know? But we have now the sandwich, the level 5 and level 4, the Moon 5 and Moon 6 demons. And I did not feel a threat from them. And that's kind of the problem. Like, either Poquito Cabeza is like way more skilled, like insanely more skilled than Tengen, and in that case, Rengoku, to pull that off, or and Mitsuri at the same time, or these demons were just like overly confident and did not show what they were capable of doing. Now, what I did like is the fact that Mitsuri by herself was not able to defeat the the demon she was fighting because she had to wait until Tanjiro defeated him. And that's cool and all, but still I didn't feel like there was a lot of danger or repercussion. Like if you had told me that who they battled was level 6 and 5, for example, and then the brothers were level 4, then I would say yes, it makes sense because the level of danger, the level of damage that they caused clearly is lesser than the twin brothers and Akasa. Clearly. The problem is that's not the case. Um, so I didn't necessarily feel a whole lot of like danger when it came to the villains. Are they cool? Yes. Do I care for them? Not really. Am I going to remember them in T minus 1 hour? Yeah, possibly. A month or a year? Debatable. Also, because we didn't get to see like any of the backstory of the demons, and this is something that I absolutely fucking love about Demon Slayer is that they usually try to give a little bit of like a backstory to some of the demons, so you understand where they come from, how they got turned into demons, and that's something that I do appreciate, that they don't treat their villains just as random villain of the week type of thing, but instead they treat them as characters that decided to go on a path that our heroes can decide to go on if they choose to, and that would be the consequence. So it's interesting how they do that, and I absolutely love it. But whether that is something that they did here. So in conclusion, Demon Slayer, it's a great, great show, but this season was weak. Again, not saying that it was a bad season. I still very much enjoyed it, but out of all of them, I think it's the weakest. Maybe a little bit better than first season, but the first season had the Battle of the Spiders, which was fantastic. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and thank you for listening to my rant. Also, subscribe and remember to follow me on Kick because we'll be streaming lots of anime over there. All right, thank you guys. Bye.